Okay, in the NSS data set, we will be highlighting the health database only. Now, let us coming to explain the statistical system in India and how it is functioning. Okay, how they are providing database to the researcher for various planning, various policies, prescriptions. So, the first one we usually refer is through the MOSPI, that is called Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and MOSPI has two wings, statistical wing and the program implementation wing. On the statistical wing, that is in short called NSO, National Statistical Organization. Within that we have two office, that one is called Central Statistics Office CSO, and the National Sample Survey Office, that is called NSSO. Okay. Now, coming to the Central Statistical Office, the main role of this is to coordinating statistical activities and liaising with the central government departments, state governments and their offices and international agencies as well. This also provides information about survey of industries, okay, conduct survey on industries. Also it gives information about economic survey or economic census and their follow up enterprises surveys. The economic census 7th is going on, as we all know. 6th economic census was already made available to the public for research. That is on all forms of enterprises, and those all enterprises were actually counted. Likewise, census of population. Okay, so economic census refers to the counting of all the enterprises in India, of enterprises in India for the particular period of time. So recently 7th economic census is being counted, being made, and that may be available in another one year or so. Now, the CSO office is also responsible in constructing index of industrial production and in its details, consumer price indices for urban manual employees, formulating a 5-year plan program relating to development of statistics in the states and union territories. Okay, so these are different works of CSO. Now, we are not spending much time on that, rather I will speak on the functioning of our health database. Now, the NSS is responsible for collecting data on various socio-economic subjects throughout the nation, and this collects sample surveys to create and update database in a periodic manner. This is also known as this NSS is also known as NSSO. Okay, the latest survey organization in India conducting regular socio-economic surveys since 1950. This is in fact the largest survey organization in India, and this has been conducting socio-economic survey since 1950. And it collects a sample of over 1 lakh households in India for the main subject of inquiry in a particular year of their survey. NSS are broadly classified into three. One is household survey, then enterprise survey, and other surveys or other focus surveys. I think this is the one I have already discussed in my earlier module called large scale handling large scale data set. That has been very popular, and researchers are getting benefited due to that. And I am again explaining in this module as well that how NSS covers household survey periodically on consumer expenditure, health, education, land holdings, debt and investment, employment and unemployment. And on the enterprise context, there are surveys on unorganized manufacturing, unorganized services, unorganized trade, and there are some other surveys like on slum dwellers, village facilities, and particulars of constructions. So the schedule of the surveys, those which are made over the time, are on 10-year cycle. Okay, there are some 10-year cycle, and also there are 5-year cycle quinquennial surveys as well. Okay. So, coming to the 10-year cycle, like the consumer expenditure and employment or unemployment survey, there are separate survey they do, but usually they release on the same year. Consumer expenditure rounds. So, the 68th round and employment or unemployment round. Now, I think that round has been renamed or changed to periodic labor force, PLFS. The latest data set is available on 1920. Okay, and these kind of surveys are conducted twice in a year, in a 10 period cycle, twice in a 10 period cycle. And similarly, social consumption, health and education. On health as well as on education, they also conduct twice in 10-year cycle. Then enterprise survey is of also twice in 10-year cycle. Land and livestock holdings once in 10-year cycle. Then there are some open round where special surveys are also undertaken. Those are taken once. Annual consumer expenditure and employment or unemployment survey also conducted by NSSO. Now, some terminology they use in different survey called different rounds, sub rounds, schedule file. We are also going to use all those things. Okay, so this concept I suggest that also understand very carefully and understand correctly, and then only you will proceed correctly. Okay, the terminology like rounds means each survey extends over a period of few months or year, which is termed as round. Okay. Sub round, the survey period of 1 year is divided into 4 or 6 equal sub periods to capture seasonal patterns. Okay. So, not just seasonal patterns, some time overlaps or time changes are also considered. Like in PLFS survey, for rural and urban, they have taken a different breakups. Quarter wise they have broken the time period, and of the complete 1 year of the survey is divided into 4 periods, and accordingly the survey was conducted. Similarly, on schedule file is the one which basically the survey questionnaire, and each schedule has given a name and number. The number has an integer part and a decimal part. Okay, the integer part denotes series and the decimal part denotes the inquiry proper. Okay, so the integer, like here for example on the 75th round social consumption on health, schedule number 25.0, where 25 stands for social consumption and decimal part denotes it is a health. Okay, 0.0 is your health. Okay, on health, yes. And another on the same round, 75th round also 25 after the decimal, you will get another area. So on social consumption, that is education, was also studied. Okay. So other concepts like thick rounds are major data collection rounds repeated every 5 years. Those are called quinquennial rounds. Okay. Thin rounds are the minor data collection methods. Fixed width round are something that deals with the data files in text format specified by fixed column width, and paired characters or left or right alignment. This file will not have any line or variable names. Basically, the raw data file in text format are actually called fixed width file. Layout file, I will be also explaining those things in the time of dealing with these schedules and their the data sets from the raw data, from the raw text data. Now, another one is called layout file. Layout file is basically an organization of variables and their descriptions given in a format called layout. We will show all those things to you. Okay. All right. some important uses of NSS survey on health and healthcare expenditure estimation, poverty estimation, estimation on disabilities, on literacy, on labor force, employment estimates and projection, etc. So, let us clarify some more details about the NSS rounds. NSS is in fact the oldest household survey in the world, oldest and largest, and collected since 1950. The 78th rounds of data have been collected by MOSPI as well, the latest one. The unit level data and reports are also available till 7th round online, and that is freely available for the researchers. So, what are those rounds? 74th rounds onwards, we will be using 75th round in our analysis, that is on health. That is as per the schedule, as I told you, it is on 25.0, 0 stands for health, 25.2 is 2 stands for education. These are same, okay, and first one is 1.01 consumer expenditure on the 75th round. Okay, so some more clarification I must give it, like on 74th round from July 2016 to 17, the survey was made on services sector, okay, and on 2018 and July to December, sanitation, hygiene, drinking water, housing condition, etc. Similarly, on the same 76 rounds, you will also get idea about persons with disabilities and their problems, okay, and their schedule number is also mentioned. And on the 77th round, it is on livestock holding of the households, situation assessment survey of agriculture households, debt and investment as well. The latest round that is available at this moment is 78th on domestic tourism expenditure and some multiple indicator survey as well. So, what about the social consumption on healthcare or on health in India? NSSO 75th round deals with this information, and this is one of the vital source of primary data on the subject of the country for analysis. This gathers basic information on health sector such as morbidity and profile of ailment, including their treatment, role of government, the facilities in the private healthcare centers, medicinal expenditure, their consultations, investigations, and then hospitalization expenditure or inpatient treatment and their expenditure. And similarly, information about maternity, childbirth, conditions of the aged, etc., are available. So, various rounds of NSS on healthcare are there. I will also give you the genesis of the data set, which are comparable, which are not comparable. NSS survey on health conducted initially in 1953-54. Okay, the first round on healthcare. Then the first survey was exploratory, okay. Either was both are fine, correct. So, was exploratory, and the first full scale survey was conducted in the year 93-94. So, full-fledged survey on healthcare. The scale data was derived in 1973-74. All survey on healthcare capable of providing state and UT and national level estimates are presented here. These are like on the 20th round, the full-fledged scale data was in the year 1973-74, and the schedule number is remain as 25. And then the 52nd round conducted in 95, 96, 95 and 96, okay, and 60th round 2004 4 and from January to June. 75th round recently latest 2 rounds are on 75th round, 71st and 75th round. In 71st round was conducted in 2014 and 75th was in 2017 and 18. Okay. So, here we are presenting how you guys, if you are working on healthcare data, how you can able to compare, which rounds of data sets are required to be compared, which are comparable in fact. It is not just all the data set whichever are available you can able to simply calculate and compare, these are not suggested. So, you have to follow the instructions given. In earlier survey like 60th round and 52nd round, persons with disabilities were regarded as ailing persons. In the in the 2014 and 2017-18 survey, pre-existing disabilities were considered as ailments provided they were under treatment for a month or during the reference period. But otherwise we are not considered ailments. So, it is very clearly mentioned, especially during the survey, if the persons who have had disabilities, pre-existing disabilities, if he or she is in consultation and that consultation carried forward for a month or more during the reference period of the survey, those are considered as the unit of analysis as ailing persons. Okay, but otherwise they are not considered. Disabilities acquired during last 15 days were however included in the ailments. So, if any sort of disabilities are there, they are part of persons with ailment, okay, and they are considered for the analysis in 60th and 52nd round. So, the classification of ailments are made very categorically. A list of 60 ailments used compared to 42 ailments list used in 2004 survey. Okay. All right. Next is on the classification of nature of treatment. The nature of ailment is allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Yoga classified first in the round 71st round. Okay, it was initially classified on the 71st round. Then on the 75th round also further clarification are given. So, whoever are working on the segment on the nature of treatment, especially type of medicine, and you can compare 71st and 75th round. Treatment not administered on medical advice. In earlier surveys on these, like there are lots of treatments taken, but maybe home based treatment, maybe home based remedies were taken. If they are in the earlier survey, self medication, use of medicines taken on the advice of persons in chemist shop, etc., we are not considered as medical treatment. Okay. So, they are not considered as medical treatment, that is very clearly emphasized. So, what are the sampling design for NSS surveys of 75th and 71st round? Sampling design are of multi-stage stratified one. The design of stratified multi-stage was adopted. For rural samples, the list of 2011 population census villages was taken as sampling frame. Okay. And for urban the list of UFS block that is 2007 and 12 was taken as sampling frame. Okay. The sampling frame of 2007 and 12 was taken in the urban areas, whereas the 2011 population census villages were taken as the sampling frame. Okay. Okay. So, now regarding soft stratification, a clarification we are trying to give, like if X was the sample size allocated for rural and urban stratum, the number of soft strata formed was X by 4. Okay. X by 4. All right. Soft stratum was taken as X by 4. selection of FSUs, first stage unit for the rural and urban sector. From each stratum or substratum, FSUs were selected by probability proportionate to size with replacement. So, with and without replacement technique is important to understand. In this context, with replacement, sampling technique has been taken with PPS method. I have also explained in my earlier module, but anyway this is going to be clarified in due course of time to some extent. Like other clarifications are like both rural and urban samples were drawn in the form of two independent subsamples. The 75th round and 75th round, 71st and 75th round FSUs are more than double in the latest round. Villages similarly 4, 5, 7, 7 and 75th, 8, 0, 8, 7 and 75th. The individuals covered in the 75th round is 5,55,113, but in 71st it was of 3,33,104. Okay. The NSS unit level data on healthcare provides data in flat line sequential ASCII data format that can be imported in any other software platform like Stata, R, Python, SPSS, etc. for the analysis purpose. The flat line sequential ASCII data, I think I clarified this in my earlier module on large scale data and its handling. So, you may follow those lectures and you will get better idea about it. Now, the data are organized in various forms. One is called fixed width sample, is in .txt data. Fixed width files are special cases of text files where the format is specified by column width, the pad characters and the left or right alignment. Then in the ASCII format, that is most commonly use binary encoding schemes with 0 to 9 digits. Okay. Now, how to download NSS health data? NSS health data you can download it through this channel. Must be .nic.in. Okay, if you type in Google or copy paste this link and put it on the Google search, you will be guided. Otherwise, simply search on Google that raw data or micro data of on healthcare NSS. Okay, and NSS 75th round download. Okay, so it gives the right data source as well. The all NSSO data are free to download and use. They scroll down the home page of must be also to go to the microdata catalog, and then tables and data. I will show it here. Once you go through their website, you will get this type of symbols. 75th round data available at download tables and data. For other health round data or their microdata catalog, you will also get it from here, microdata catalog, and need to register, and this registration is free. You may require an ID proof for getting registered. Once you click on the microdata set, you will be redirected to this particular page. Here it will instruct you to download the tables data. Why they are saying tables data? Because once you click on these, you will be given the tables. Within the table, I will guide you how to download. We are here. We are explaining 75th round. We are trying to download this. That is on social consumption and healthcare. So, other data sets are also important, like the 19 and 20 PLFS data has already been released. And those who are working on healthcare, that is quite useful. Another important data is called time use research. Those who calculate the role of time, the effective use of time, how this is useful in productivity or in in value addition, especially gender role and their time use, it can also be calculated through the time use survey. Okay, so next one is on our page. Once you click on the this link here on the social consumption and health, where we have said that click on this link. Once you click it, it will open the page like this. And within this page, most importantly, the one which we want to highlight, want to download is our PDF file. Here it is download data and layout file. This one should be downloaded. Once you download, it will redirect you to this page. Okay, once you get this, we also get other important files like schedule. We require this for sure, schedule file. Then we require this a layout file, and then readme file. Okay, readme contents already inside it. We will get the unit level data and the layout file. These 4 important things are required for our extraction and analysis. To convert unit level data from raw to usable form, we need these supporting files. As I already mentioned, schedule file, readme file, data layout file, and the micro data also. And fourth one is those micro data or the raw data. So, what do you mean by survey questionnaire? This gives information about the households and information available in different 10 blocks. They have categorized into 10 blocks. The information on household characteristics, demographic particulars of household members, individual information of patient related to medical treatment and expenses, etc., are available on the survey questionnaire. Data layout gives in an Excel sheet. Data layouts are available in an Excel sheet. This gives information about length and byte position of the particular variable or the information which is required for the research work. Okay. The raw data and common primary key are available here. Once you open that that readme file, which I have already told you, once you open that PDF, if you keep your cursor on here on this first or second, like all those 13 13 file labels, okay, 13 labels, it will give you the options to download. Once you click it or right click on it, save as, it will automatically save in a TXT format. Okay, but make sure that you open that TXT format and Control Alt or select all, okay, data inside it, and once you select it, try to count how many rows are there at the end. It has to be matching with this number. Okay, these and this one, in each file it has to be matching 100%. Okay, if it is matching, that means your download of those TXT file are correct. Okay. Now, this is what is very important. The record length of data is 140, total length of the data entered in the TXT format. Okay. Like the here in level 2 block number 3, we have given a sample layout that will open and experiment before you at the time of our analysis with data with the Stata software. Okay, by that time I suggest you everyone to actually get the free copy and download it. Request to the Stata website. In my last module on handling large scale data set, I have mentioned about getting a free copy for 1 week or 15 days time to download and save it on your system. Once I start experimenting with this data, you will be requiring the software for sure for better clarity. Okay. So, like in the layout file, it gives in Excel format. So, only a sample we have kept it here, like it gives household size, its length is 2 position, that is 42 and 43.
its religion, its length is one position only, that is 54, and 54 its position is 54 to till 54 in only one length it has taken. Multiplier file, which is basic multiplier variable, that is basically useful for our weight of the particular variable. Okay, multiplier its position is 10. So, its length is 10. So, position is from 55 to 64. This is very clearly given, and it is useful to read. Like here, you can count down. This is position 1, this is position 2, this is position 3, this is position 4, and so on. You can count till this position 42 or 43. In a computer, if you simply click here, it will give you, it will show on the bottom on the text file about its column number. So, accordingly you can understand its position correctly. Okay. Why there are some free space given, what are these, the fixed width data, we have already clarified in our earlier module, but we will also explain at the time of extraction. Okay, so these are all detail for today. I think we should try to understand other health database like ISDS, India's Human Development Survey, then LASI, Longitudinal Aging Survey of India. Okay, so those from in our next successive lectures, in another 2 lectures, we will be clarifying other 2 data set and their important variables for our analysis. I think these are all and going to be useful for your work, and be ready with the Stata software once we start operating with that one. Okay. With this, let me stop here. Thank you.